What exactly is the difference between the Indian and the US tax system?
US taxes agriculture income, which India does not. When I started my career about 35 years back, that instead of 4 changes, it may actually end up at least 10 to 15 changes a person has to go through.
Hello everyone. Extend a hearty welcome to another episode of Expert Angle. Today we have with us Mr. Chandrashekhar Sundaram, who has 30 plus years of global experience in the area of finance with reputed companies like HP and DXC Technologies. So I extend a hearty welcome to you, and I'm sure our audience will gain a lot of insights about US taxation.
Yeah, happy to be here and glad to answer any questions on US taxation.
Sure, sir. To begin with, what exactly is the difference between the Indian and the US tax system?
So while looking at tax, tax has existed for centuries together. So broadly, the canons of taxation are the same across all countries. But there are minor differences. US taxes their citizens on all their worldwide income. India taxes their citizens only on their Indian income. US taxes agriculture income, which India does not. India, bulk of the people are dependent on their income from agriculture, and therefore India has a constitutional exemption for income from agriculture. So even if they wanted to, finance ministry cannot tax income from agriculture because it's constitutionally protected from
And moreover, it's the primary sector from...
Yes.
Yeah. So moving on, our audience would definitely be curious to know what exactly are the skill sets an MBA graduate in finance specialization should possess in order to excel in the finance domain, especially in US taxation.
So what is happening now is that all of us are aware of AI taking over our world, right?
Exactly.
And there is a lot of anxiety whether AI will take over all the roles. While it's a fact that AI is getting extremely intelligent, and in the next 5 years it is predicted that they will take over almost 50 million jobs. Jobs that involve higher level of mindset, like a legal profession, which is US taxation or finance, cannot be taken away so easily because it's not a rule defined job. It is a lot of it is instinct based, and therefore AI to learn by instinct takes time.
I think more of the repetitive tasks can be taken over by
repetitive
AI,
tasks can be automated using AI.
Exactly.
Where it is rule based, it can go to AI. Where it is not rule based, where it is instinct based, where it is emotion based, you need people. I can give you an example, right? When you want to give a bad news to a person, AI will just deliver the news. A person will sympathize, show body language, show tears, which is very different from AI just coming and saying that this person is dead, for example.
True. So will additional qualifications like CFA or ICCA or CPA, will it add value if MBA along with the basic degree, if they add on these certifications, will it help them for a career in US taxation?
So specifically for US taxation, not so much, because we are doing this program for US taxation, which is good enough for them.
Okay.
But if they want to excel across global companies for different functions in finance, not only US taxation, they want to do well in treasury, they want to do well corporate finance, they want to go in the case of funds management, then they may have to undergo these courses. So if they want to go for example, in the asset management sector, which is primarily mutual funds and banks,
yes,
then CFA is very important.
Right. Okay.
If they want to go in the accounting field, more auditing, then CPA is more important. So it depends on what their career aspirations are.
Exactly. Okay. So once they start their career in US taxation, is it difficult to transition to any other roles, or is it required for them to continue in the same domain?
It's a very interesting question, and the reason is, I go back 30 years to that, right?
Yes.
When I started my career about 35 years back, generally the person, whichever career they started in, their life used to end in the same career.
Exactly.
Over time, I have seen a person having at least 3 to 4 careers, which means 3 different career changes, and not just job changes. These are total changes of career. Now I think with the onset of AI and with AI coming in so fast, I do anticipate that instead of 4 changes, it may actually end up at least 10 to 15 changes a person has to go through.
Okay.
And therefore the question
Yes.
is of whether they can go. I mean, if he doesn't go, he's doomed.
Very true, sir. So instead of preparing the students for a job, we need to prepare them to acquaint to changes.
And I think that's somebody rightly said, right? Change is the only constant, and with AI coming in, unless you upskill, unless you upgrade, and this is one part of upskilling, right? I see now with my own practice, so much of US taxation work coming into India. Why is that happening? One, there is a recession in the US,
Okay.
so they cannot afford the cost of a tax filing advocate. So they are sending those work to India.
Okay.
So that is, I have seen an increased flow in the last 3 months of number of people wanting to get their work done in India.
So that's a huge opportunity.
So it's a huge opportunity for India that whenever there is a recession in the US, you will see more work coming to India.
Okay.
Whenever adoption of technology happens, you see more work coming to India, because India, amongst other countries, is a natural adopter of technology.
Okay.
Because of its software background,
Okay.
it is very, very comfortable with technology. And Bangalore being the technology hub, you will see more and more people using technology. In fact, my daughter, who's 16 years old, and uses more technology than I ever did throughout my life. And I see students doing the same.
True.
They're very good with AI tools. They're very good with the technology. What they lack is the insight, and that comes from working on the job.
Okay. And they have to be abreast with
they have to be abreast with developments. They have to be abreast with what is happening across the world. They have to have the ability to link multiple happenings. Figure that. So I was giving an example to somebody, saying that if you look at the rental real estate market in India, now how is that linked to jobs? Because what's happening is, last year, almost 50 million square feet of space was leased out by companies.
Okay.
Now, an average space per person in any company is about 60 feet.
Okay.
So if you take 50 million, that is 5 crore, which means 40 lakh jobs have been created last year.
Oh.
Because people have rented out extra space for that.
Exactly.
So if you watch out the real estate space in Bangalore,
Yeah.
you'll kind of get an approximation of how many jobs are getting added in Bangalore.
True.
So you don't really need to look at whether people are hiring. Just
That
look at
speaks volumes by itself.
Yeah, the real estate transactions speak volume. If there is a recession in any US and Europe, all that work moves there because they can no longer afford it.
True. So our students should upskill themselves to fill all these gaps.
Absolutely. And I see them doing that already. I think what they need little bit more is the ability to connect the dots, which comes with more such exposure to industry faculty.
So apart from the big four audit firms, which other companies can our students look for, especially in the area of US taxation?
So there is a huge opportunity which is coming up in the mid-sized firms.
Okay.
So for example, RSM is a company which is just below the big four.
Okay.
They are hiring almost 10,000 people every year in the area of US taxation.
Okay.
Now take the population of US, 1/4 of India, so it's about 35 crores. And 50% of the population there files returns. So which means 17 crore returns.
Okay.
Each person can do maybe 100 returns. So you need about 17 lakh people doing US taxation. US just doesn't have that kind of people.
Okay.
So they have to outsource this to countries which have the population and the knowledge to be able to do those the returns filing. So naturally it goes to the two large populous nations, which is India and China.
Okay. So definitely there are so many booming opportunities.
Yes, absolutely. And it is, I did see a report which said that, people who are looking at US taxation as a degree are actually, getting an average salary of almost between $50,000 and $60,000 in the US.
Okay.
If you convert that to India, I think an average of 18 to 20 lakhs is what is happening once they, get to a 3-year level of experience. Because that skill is just not available.
Okay. So once the entry is done, the growth is...
Yes. The growth is phenomenal because there is just no people.
Okay.
And on an average, people charge about $1,000 per return. I just finished a return yesterday.
Okay.
Where we are able to charge $2,000.
Oh.
and it takes couple of days. So a person, in a tax season, even if they do 10 returns, that's $20,000, which you convert, it becomes 16 lakh, 17 lakh rupees, which pays for the salary.
Exactly.
Rest of the year, they can be upskilled on other opportunities.
Okay. So definitely you've given us a lot of insights about what are the kind of opportunities available and with what momentum the student should move on. So finally, to wrap up, can you just give a piece of advice to our audience exactly, what is required from their end?
Yeah. So I keep telling this to students, right? That one, they need to practice more. I mean, that goes without saying, it's for all students. But specifically for US taxation students, I think they need to embrace this as a career. They need to see this as a career opportunity,
Yes.
which will redefine their compensation. I think
Truly.
right now it is sitting on the sidelines. They are not thinking of it in terms of mainstream activity.
Exactly.
But I feel that, this is the moment that happened to software in the early 2000s when Y2K happened.
Yes.
I think a similar thing is happening in mid to, I would say, slightly higher than mid consulting, which is happening from the US to India.
Okay.
And I see a lot of opportunities, especially in the area of US taxation and US bookkeeping and accounting, which are coming, India's way.
Okay.
If they are keen about this, they should start, one, reading about it and embracing this as a career and looking at, career opportunities. And I'm sure, they will do well in their life.
So I'd like to thank Mr. Chandrashekhar Sundaram for such an insightful session on US taxation. Stay tuned for more such insightful session. Stay informed, stay authentic.